Oliver's Leaf, a story of an unexpected friendship between a fishmonger and a stray cat. In a quiet seaside town in Oregon, where waves gently kissed the shore and ocean breeze drifted through every alley, there was an old fish shop called Oliver's Catch. Its owner, Mr. Oliver Bennett, was a quiet but kind-hearted man who had sold premium fish at his store for many years. Most of his days were spent in that rustic wooden shop, where he hand-picked every fish, chatted with regular customers, and kept the small space clean and warm. One chilly autumn day, as the trees began to change colors and the air was filled with the scent of dry leaves, Oliver noticed a strange cat appear on the sidewalk in front of his shop. It didn't meow, didn't cause trouble. It simply sat there, silently observing the people going in and out. Its grayish-blue eyes were full of curiosity, but also carried a hint of sadness. Its fur, dusty and slightly matted, showed signs that it had been wandering for quite some time. Oliver, a man who loved animals, didn't rush to approach. Quietly, he placed a small piece of fish by the trash bin behind the store, and by morning, it was gone. 3 days later, as Oliver was opening up shop, the cat appeared again, but this time it had a leaf in its mouth, a clean red maple leaf, seemingly chosen with care. The cat gently placed the leaf at the shop's entrance, then stepped back and sat down, eyes locked on Oliver, as if waiting for him to process the payment. Oliver paused, then, for the first time in a long while, not since his wife had passed, he laughed. He crouched down, picked up the leaf, walked inside, and sliced off a small piece of salmon. Bringing it out, he offered it to the cat. It crept forward, gratefully took the food without a sound, and disappeared down an alley behind the shop. This little ritual repeated every day, and each morning Oliver would receive a leaf payment, from bright red maple leaves to golden ginkgo fans. The cat seemed to choose only the most beautiful ones. Oliver named him Leaf, not just for the leaf itself, but because it became part of a memory he could never forget. Soon, regular customers began asking, "Where's your cat today?" They smiled every time they saw Leaf walk in with a leaf in his mouth, like a daily guest. Oliver always had a small dish of fresh fish and clean water ready by the door. He even placed a small wooden sign outside the shop. Leaf payments accepted here, but only from special customers. Then one cold, rainy day, a small storm rolled through town. That morning, the piece of fish prepared for Leaf remained untouched. Oliver waited. An hour, 2, all morning. No Leaf, no light footsteps, no familiar gaze. Worry surged in his heart like a rising tide. He closed the shop early, put on his raincoat, grabbed a flashlight, and went searching. He walked through every corner of the neighborhood, every alley where he had last seen Leaf. But there was nothing, only the sound of rain and puddles underfoot. When he turned onto the narrow road behind the shop, a place few people passed, he spotted a small, shivering ball of gray fur near the curb. His heart froze. It was Leaf. The cat lay motionless, soaked to the bone, barely breathing. Strangely, even with little strength left, between his paws, he still held a tiny leaf. Oliver scooped Leaf into his arms, wrapped him in his coat, and raced to the nearest veterinary clinic. But it had closed early due to the storm. Desperate, he made calls, until finally, someone gave him the address of a 24-hour clinic over 40 minutes away. On the way there, he prayed in silence. "Please hang on, Leaf. You've been the miracle of my life these past years." When he arrived, the vet immediately took Leaf into emergency care. He had 3 fractured ribs, one of which had punctured a lung, along with dehydration and respiratory distress. His condition was critical. Oliver waited all night in the cold waiting room. He didn't eat, didn't sleep. When the vet finally walked out with a soft smile, Oliver held his breath. "We've done everything we can. He's still weak, but he's past the danger. Oliver exhaled deeply, his eyes misty, tears of relief, not sorrow. For the next 2 weeks, Oliver visited Leaf every day. When the cat finally opened his eyes and gave a soft meow at the sight of him, Oliver felt his heart melt. When Leaf could eat solid food again, Oliver brought him the finest cut of fish from the shop, reserved only for his little friend. The clinic suggested sending Leaf to a rescue shelter after recovery, but Oliver gently replied, "No need. He chose me long before. Now it's my turn to bring him home." Now, in the cozy little home above the fish shop, Leaf has his own bed by the sunlit window, where the sound of ocean waves lull him to sleep. Oliver no longer feels the emptiness he once carried. Every evening, he and Leaf sit on the porch, watching the sunset shimmer over the water. And every morning, Leaf still wanders the garden, searching for the most beautiful leaf he can find, bringing it back to place at the door of the shop. A quiet reminder that true love doesn't need money, only a heart willing to give.